channel. If you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also hope watching my videos can make your day just a little bit brighter. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why I like to reread books and the books that I reread the most. The first reason is it always puts me in a better mood. I've been a little sad lately with the passing of James Vanderbeek because I loved Dawson's Creek, the TV show. I watched every episode and I was sad with his passing. And then we just got the news that Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy, he passed away just yesterday when I'm filming this. And Eric Dane was my favorite character in Grey's Anatomy. Plus we got Catherine O'Hara. She was also my favorite actress, and I'm still not over her passing. She was one of the greatest actresses. Like, I love Home Alone. I watch it every Christmas. And I love Schitt's Creek on Netflix. But I'm sad. I always go to reread one of my favorite books because that always brightens my mood and makes me happier, because I've been getting a lot of sad news about my favorite actors recently. So it's time for me to do a reread of my favorite books. The second reason is I like revisiting my favorite characters. The third reason is I know without a doubt what I'm getting. I know their path to their HEA, and that gives me comfort. That's why I like to reread books. Either I reread my favorite parts of the book, or I reread the whole book. Now let's talk about the books that I reread the most to give me a sense of comfort. Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I cannot tell you how many times I've reread this book. I first read this book when it came out like years ago, and I have since reread this book like multiple times. I lost count of how many times I reread this book. Either I go to that when Reese confesses to Pharaoh, or I reread my favorite parts of this book, or I reread the whole book. But can I tell you, you haven't really listened to this book unless you listen to the graphic audio, because the confession scene just dialed it up a notch with the graphic audio. And Anthony Palmini as Rhysand, he is my Rhysand. I love this book. This is one of my all-time favorites. Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca Ricci. And now, if you guys know me and have been on my channel before, I love the Addicted / Callaway / Leica / Cobalt world. And going back to these books always gives me a sense of comfort, a sense of home, because I know these characters like the back of my hand. I've been reading books in this universe now for years, but the book I reread the most is Kiss the Sky. Connor, and Rose Cobalt reigned supreme in my eyes. They were my first favorite power couple. I loved them so much. I have reread their book, their story, their trilogy countless times, and I just love them. And to see them as parents gives me so much joy. I just love being in Kristen Beccarichi's world. Heartless by Elsie Silver. I love Willa and Cade and Cade's son. I keep forgetting his name, but I have reread this book since Heartless first released a couple years ago, and it always brings a smile to my face. This is the best single dad nanny romance of all time for me. I just love Willa. I have a girl crush on Willa. And this book never fails to put a smile on my face. And I reread this book every year, once a year, since it first came out. Beating Heart by Laura Pavlov. Beating Heart is my favorite book by Laura Pavlov. It's a single dad nanny romance. The dad's romance is with the pediatrician in town, and it is my favorite because of Beefcake. Beefcake is my favorite character Laura has ever written. Beefcake never fails to put a smile on my face. I love him so much, and I cannot wait for his book, The Antiheroes in Love Duet. I love Elena and Dante so much. It's a mafia romance, and I have listened to their duet multiple times. I just love their story. I love how Dante is the sunshine and Elena is the grump. I love that energy that they have, and even though it's a dark mafia romance, Elena and Dante's relationship never fails to put a smile on my face. Another book by Gianna Darling I always reread or reread my favorite parts is Inked in Lies. I love Nova, my favorite brother's best friend romance, and nothing tops Nova Booth and his love for Lily. I always forget her name. Nothing tops this book for me. That's why I have trouble reading Brother's Best Friend romances, because I always compare it to Inked in Lies, and they never hold up. But this book is God tier for me. The Right Move by Liezl 40. I have reread The Right Move since it first came out. I remember I had the arc of this book, and I have reread this book ever since I got the arc of this book years ago, like 2 years ago now. I love Ryan Shea and Indy's romance. They are God tier couple for me. Ryan Shea and his quiet love is something else. I love Indy so much. The care he shows for Indy knows no bounds. And I just loved them. I love this book. I love everything about Indy and Ryan. These are my favorite books to reread, and this is why I love to reread books. I like to tag my friends Monica and Avery, because I believe they like rereading their favorite books also, I like to know the reason why they like to reread books. That's all I have for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Liking this video would help me out a lot. And I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.